Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to week 7 of I Could Use a Haircut and episode 3 of Delish-ish. My name's Maddie and today I'm flying solo, so instead of sitting on the couch drinking beer in my underwear like an asshole, I thought I'd see how big of a mistake it would be to try and shoot this episode alone and give the old college try too. Hatch Green Chile Enchiladas. This fundamental Mexican dish is super tasty and thank forgiving in case you're still working from home, have kids to wrangle, or a bunch of camera gear you have to move around your kitchen for every shot. Always put on some music to cook to and throw about 1.5 pounds of tomatillos on a sheet pan to roast because we are going to make salsa verde. Add 2 large jalapeños to the mix to get started the right way. Next, peel an, oh my god, look at that onion. It's like a toddler's head. Anyway, cut and peel Peel your onion and be sure to save the end and the skin for homemade broth. Chuck it in a bag and toss in the freezer for later. Cut your toddler head onion into chunks. Add that onion to your salsa veg and grease them up like an 80s bikini contest. These are best charred by roasting over an open flame like a grill or a range burner, but I have an electric stove and other to do, so in the oven they go. It'll work. Roast them at 425, turning occasionally to get some good color. Now, let's get a large pot going on medium to medium-high heat. Using your borrowed time from your inferior charring method, brown 2.5 pounds of chicken thighs on each side. Don't crowd the pan or those greedy little fuckers will lower the temp and the color will look worse than the current president's spray tan. Once you've seared all the chicken, take them out and set aside to shred later. Don't get rid of the fat and fond, remember, it's flavor. Is it the healthiest? No, but we've all put on a few pounds, so f*** it. Immediately lose your shit because you forgot about your veg and relax after you thankfully roasted them in the oven. See what I mean? Forgiving. Now, start using a timer when you're setting up your f***ing shot and whiz up all that veg and any juices in the blender. I recommend pulsing this unless you want your kitchen looking like a toilet bowl after St. Patty's Day. Hold the top with a towel to keep the green spray away. Let the salsa cool for just a bit and chop some cilantro. We're going to use the stems in the salsa because they have just as much flavor as the leaves and we're blending this up. Set aside some of the leaves for later. Add your cilantro bunch to your veg mix along with a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, which I'm not dumping in because I didn't hit the record button the first time, 1 3/4 tablespoon minced garlic or around 3 average sized cloves. Ladies, if you're cooking with a guy, you might want to check the size of the cloves. I understand our definitions of average differ quite a bit. Finally, 1/2 tablespoon of lime juice or the juice of 1/2 of a fresh lime. Whiz it all up and blend till smooth. Next, deglaze your vessel with some of the beer that you definitely opened specifically for this, and scrape the bottom of that pan. Toss in your salsa verde, and 1.5 cups of roasted Hatch green chilies. I know what you're thinking. It's not chili season, where the f*** did you get those? Believe it or not, I found them at the bulk wholesale club that rhymes with Bosco. Throw in a cup of homemade broth, I'm using veggie. Throw in the chicken thighs and any resting juices. Bring to a simmer and cover for 20 minutes, just like your crippling anxiety and feelings of impending f***ing doom. Give yourself a high five for setting a timer while setting up the next shot and grate as little or as much cheese as you like for the filling and the top. Bust your ass slipping on the kitchen floor, but somehow get to the chicken on time to remove them from the sauce. Dollop 1.5 to 2 cups of sour cream and stir really well. Turn the heat down to low. Start shredding your chicken for enchilada assembly, and through the magic of television, boom, we're done. Spread a thin layer of sauce, thinner than the jokes in this episode, evenly on the bottom of the casserole dish. Warm the tortillas, I'm using white corn, either by lightly frying or a skillet, or by once again cheating your culinary technique and use the microwave. Just get them pliable. Get your tortillas warm and wet like a 70s hot tub party and begin to assemble in your casserole dish. First, stuff with the shredded chicken, and then add your cheese. Roll tightly and place seam side down in the pan. For those of you with experience rolling green things, this shouldn't be an issue. Keep rolling fatties until your pan is full. I had leftover chicken and sauce with this recipe, so you're welcome. Another breakfast or lunch sorted for you and yours. Now envelop your enchiladas in a blanket of sauce evenly across the top. Sprinkle some chopped cilantro you set aside earlier, and place an Afghan of cheese atop your dish. Bake at 425 for 20 to 25 minutes, or until the edges begin to bubble. For the finishing touch, broil on low until the cheese begins to brown and bubble. And there you have it, Hatch Green Chile Enchiladas. A delightful treat packed with flavor that can feed a family or a small army. Cook it up, plate it up, and you decide if it's delish-ish. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone!